think of this view of Mount Whitney right here?
Oh, it's a perfect shot right here. You're looking straight at it. You can see the two little cathedrals on the left-hand side there. That makes it a distinct shot right there.
Perfect day to come up here, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And there she is, Mount Whitney in all her glory. Mount Whitney is such a beautiful mountain to see here in California along the Eastern Sierra, and I highly recommend you go check it out. It's just a short 20-minute drive off Highway 395 all the way up there to the trailhead. Man, Mount Whitney has such a commanding presence about it. It's really something to look at, let me tell you, whether you're looking at it from far away out there in Lone Pine, or whether you drive up close like me and my grandpa did here to the Whitney Portal. It's just an awesome mountain to see. And then of course the drive up there features amazing scenery as well from the Sierra Nevada mountains as well as the Alabama hills, and then you have awesome views of the Owens Valley behind you. And if you're lucky like me and my grandpa were, you'll even see some water out in Owens Lake in the distance, but don't count on it because it was a really wet year when we went, and Owens Lake has not had this much water in it in over 100 years. So we feel really lucky that we were able to see this site because it's definitely not a site that you see too often here. And then of course, as you look out towards the north, you have amazing views of the White Mountains out there as well. The White Mountains, of course, are the highest mountains in the Great Basin, and you have really good views of White Mountain Peak, which is the third highest point in California. So you can see 2 of the 3 highest points in California from driving up the Whitney Portal Road here, of course. The one you can't see too well is, of course, Mount Williamson, but you can see amazing views of Mount Williamson, which is the second highest point in California, when you're driving up Highway 395 up towards Independence. But enough about Mount Williamson and White Mountain Peak. This video is all about Mount Whitney, and it deserves all of the attention here. And here are just some photos that I took down here in Lone Pine looking out towards Mount Whitney. And then there's going to be some photos coming up here that I took as we were driving up the Whitney Portal Road up to Mount Whitney itself. Mount Whitney is such an awesome looking mountain, and I'm just so happy that just this majestic mountain here is the highest point in the contiguous United States, or the lower 48, however you want to put it. And then of course Mount Whitney is the 11th highest mountain in the entire United States. Of course, the top 10 highest mountains in the United States are all in Alaska, but of course Mount Whitney is the 11th highest, so it doesn't quite make the top 10, but of course it is the second highest of all the state high points in the United States. If you guys are driving on Highway 395 here along the Eastern Sierra and you want a great excursion to take off Highway 395 that doesn't take up too much of your time, I highly recommend driving up the Whitney Portal Road to the trailhead to climb Mount Whitney. You don't have to climb the mountain itself. That's certainly what not me and my grandpa did. We just were here to take in the amazing views of the mountain because this road offers probably the best views of the mountain that you can get here in the state of California without climbing it, of course. And of course, me and my grandpa are definitely not in shape to climb Mount Whitney, and I don't know if I ever will be in my life. I've climbed Lassen Peak up in far northern California. That's the highest mountain I've ever climbed, but Mount Whitney is definitely in a category all of its own here, so. But if you have climbed Mount Whitney, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Alright folks, it's time for plugs here as we get ready to end off the video here. And the first thing I want to plug is my Patreon. So if you guys join my Patreon, you can literally watch all of my videos a few weeks in advance, sometimes even longer than that, just depending on how much content I'm making at the moment. So yeah, it's a great way to support me and my YouTube channel, and of course all the money that I make on there just goes right back into this YouTube channel, and of course the future travels that I go on as well, and then the various equipment that I buy to make these videos possible, of course. So yeah, I hope you guys will consider joining that. It's just really cool that you guys can support me on there, and you guys can just choose whatever level you want to join based on your budget and everything like that. I would really appreciate it if you guys would check it out. There is a link to my Patreon down in the description. And another thing that is set up on my channel is Super Thanks, which is located to the right of where you would normally like one of my videos. What that basically is just a way for you guys to tip me out for each video going forward if you feel that I've earned it, of course. And then all the money on there also goes right back to this channel to keep producing more of these types of videos in the future. Alright everyone, I hope you all enjoyed this video here driving up to Mount Whitney here in California along the Eastern Sierra. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Take care everyone.